Glitches can kill your game if you use them right, or wrong. Either way, performing a certain glitch can lead to somewhere you don't need to be. Do another glitch there and be somewhere else. Make a glitch chain and it's like running in the dark. You'll keep running blindly until you hit a wall hard. This is the story how I encountered these glitches, and what happened after I had performed them. I am not going to bore you with the details of my life since it's not important whatsoever. I'm just going to tell you that I love seeing how games work and how hectic and twisted they become when glitches happen. It's like splattering paint on a car in the junkyard, really. But enough about it. Why am I here? To tell you what happened with a game I've been glitching. I believe you've heard of Super Mario 64. Why, with a game like that, there has to be some crazy fun glitches, right? Right. There are. And it can get creepy. I plopped in my hard copy of Super Mario 64 into my PN64, a portable Nintendo 64 that I helped build with my friend, so you know that I can access the game anywhere at any time. Everything was normal. Mario said his usual, "It's me, Mario," and his face appeared. I pressed start and selected File A, my 119-star file. The only star I don't have is the Wall Kicks Will Work star, which I delayed for 1 star and eventually forgot all about it and beat the game without it. I start in the castle grounds. I head over to the hillside to climb onto the top of the castle. I figure I can start there with something. Glitching is like baking a cake. Trying different ways or ingredients can change how it'll turn out, so try everything. I recorded some parts but with a lousy camera. It fails me and constantly needs to be charged and needs to be handled in a specific way to work, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. After climbing to the top, I figure why not mess with doors warping code. I decided to pull off the death door glitch. I thought about something after my camera had failed. Corner glitching is popular, so I long jumped and triple jumped my way through a nearby corner. One inside the castle, through the outside. Then I made it through, and then I started falling. I then landed on black ground and took full damage. Mario was about to die, so I paused and saved on contact. Then I decided to screw it all up by resetting while it saved. I was brought back to the title screen, but it was all black. The music played, but I couldn't start the game. I restated it again, and same results. Kept after restart. Oh crap, did I break it? I turned the game off altogether and headed over to my friend's house because we have built a special N64 coder, where we put an N64 cart in and transfer the files to a computer. We looked at the code and decided to remove and replace the entire title screen altogether, as well as remove some code. While looking into the code, however, we saw something. We had found that anti-death had files used for fixing the game when something goes wrong. For example, glitches. What we found, however, was startling. When we opened it, we found 2 files, glitchfix.zip and reversefix.zip. Glitchfix.zip contained a complicated binary file and nothing much more. ReverseZip, however, contained 4 binary code files, 3 text files, and a picture file containing this picture. Our laptop then froze with this on screen, then minutes later went blue screen. The screen was supposed to appear when the game were to take a massive code-breaking glitch, or hack. I somehow changed the game's code with the death door, corner lapse, insta-death, save resetting glitch. We got the title screen to work. With everything about it distorted and glitched, I went ahead to File A. I respawned to the castle grounds, everything was normal. I looked for anything wrong, but everything was there. The roof was normal, the door was there, the cannon was there, the lake and moat were normal. I told myself to perform the death door corner lapse glitch this time without saving and resetting. I performed it flawlessly, and after all was done, something had went wrong. I spawned in Babam Battlefield, with the Bowser fights happening there. In the middle of the field, the game had broke. Anyway, I had all the freedom I wanted this time. When I fight him, I decided to run where he slowly follows me. Why not see if he'd meet the Babam King? That'd be another great glitch. After 30 minutes of making him follow, the Babam King was there, waiting. I led Bowser there, and when I was in the BOK, Babam King's text, and then Bowser attacked. and killed me. I watched as Mario fell and died as the screen didn't go black. The BOK threw Bowser off the mountain afterwards, and then I got the reverse fix.zip screen. My PN64 then started to grow hot. Really hot. As the gears inside turned fast and loudly, smoke started to build eventually, and it wouldn't let me turn the game off, so it was forced to keep running. Many noises came from the speakers, such as low and high-pitched wail-like noises, telling me the audio was horrifically destroyed by this. It got so hot I dropped it as smoke kept flowing out of the system. I went to go get a fire extinguisher and a rag just in case a fire started, but by the time I got back, a small one happened, and it spread quickly. I was yelping and shot the machine with the extinguisher. It was put out, but $700 worth of material used to make the thing was ruined. I got angry and started cursing. After my episode, I checked out how bad it was damaged. It was shocking. Everything melted. The insides of the cartridge were also melted. What scared me a bit, however, was the cartridge's face. The cartridge's cover was melted and looked somewhat similar to the reverse fix.zip's death screen. I tossed out the PN64 and headed back over to my friend's house. Well, at least that's what I did the next day. The N64 scanner did surprisingly transfer the data from the cartridge, but only about half of the cartridge's original data. The data was also corrupted, and about 9 out of 10 of it, 9 out of 10 I guess, yeah, that's how much the data was gone, I think. What happened after we transferred the data, though, was the computer ran like mad, and then pulled up a photo of an angered Mario. What the heck is this? A message to not download copyrighted content? Why the fuck is this, of all things, here? I was confused, angered, and disappointed. The next event shocked me again. My friend had spoken up. I never knew, he said. What? I never knew that when I gave you this. Knew what? This is an illegal copy and somebody had hacked it. I never knew that when I'd given you this game. The computer started to run and once again produce smoke, and it wasn't an ordinary hacked illegal copy. It was the worst virus to ever exist. The computer started to melt slowly, and a little got caught on my friend's hands. He screamed, shouted, and yelped, and cried as the machine melted in his hand. I ran to get cold water and tried to pull his hand out of the metallic goo. It was extremely hot. He was screaming. He banged his head into the wall, and as he tried to pull his hands out, his nose bled even worse with each bang. I eventually pulled his hands out to find that it was melted deep into his hands, tissue, open blood vessels, and even bone. I rushed him to the hospital, and he underwent surgery. I found out later that the metals, fumes, and everything from the laptop had damaged his hands badly. They found that the metal and all had entered his bloodstream. He didn't live another hour since I was told that. I went back home, depressed and ready to prepare a funeral. It got me so angry and sad that suicide had filled my body. Before I could contact all my friends and family, I got a text message from an unknown number. From 605-490-2834 came these messages. If you translate it, it comes out to System Corruption 64. Alright, so this story is a tad classic in sense, and it really, in my opinion, is a far cry better than the Lion King one we read last time. Now, this one was more drenched in technical mystery, and it shows in a lot of screenshots and videos that it gives. Typically 2 videos and a screenshot, of course. And I'm saying a lot, but, it's more than what, the CREEPYPASTAs put effort into. But that being said, the 2 videos showcase are simple glitch highlights. Recorded with the aforementioned camcorder, and that's about it. They add a nice touch, but they're not creepy, or at least not aimed to be like, say, the ones from Ben Drowned or Maria's Revenge, which that video itself is actually one of my favorite creepypasta videos, to be honest. Big props to that one. The other media here, screenshot typically, was a tad sketchy, notably this one, which I never understood how this was a rip from the game, or how the, I don't even know how the technicals really work and play here. The big point was the virus, right? The one that melted the systems. Now, we're going to go with the fact that it's a virus because demons were not mentioned, and there's no way we want fucking demons in any of this. But here we had a virus which apparently universally affects any platform regardless of how its internals work, which is really weird. I guess I'm looking at it from my past experience with electronic and computer engineering, which, the average reader will not have. So I guess in that respect, I can't really, completely say it's bad or anything, because most people won't really be noticing it as much as I really have, and that really, it's my bias playing into it. So if I take that out of it, in that respect, it's decent. It works it works for what it has to do. Now, there was another screenshot over here which showed Mario in this cartoony look, which actually is a DeviantArt. It's actually on DeviantArt. If anything, it's totally fake out there. In fact, I wish that was omitted, because that does not in any way help this creepypasta's case in anything. But the media that was offered, for example, the first one that I'm really mentioning, the one that I showed in this entire point, was that the whole thing looks completely faked. It's like somebody took an emulator image and just wrote random stuff on top of it. Even when you get to the end with the whole message given in the story with the binary translation, it was a little cringeworthy right over there, but, again, it's my past experience playing bias into it. As a whole, though, if you look into the story, it works. Let me tell you that. It feels well-paced. It's not like it's dragging on forever or anything. I mean, when you get to the second act, you kind of feel with the lack of technical knowledge really given over here, it sort of reaches this cringeworthy territory. But again, if you don't have that past experience, and if you're just the average reader, it may just fly by you, and you may take it as a novelty. And again, for what it is, it works just fine. The whole end of it really didn't go anywhere. I mean, the friend died. I mean, if this really happened, which, you try to instill a level of truth with creepypastas, we kind of see this all over the fucking news, if anything, friend dies because of video game, right? It's really weird. You'd expect to see this everywhere. The current state news has been. But aside from all that, it was a far cry better than The Lion King, and it felt like this had a definite beginning, middle, and an end. And, if this was toned down, I guess you could say, I mean, there's no problem in having a hacked game. Just introduce it well, show it well, and don't have an ending like this where it just goes completely off the fucking walls into something as grim, because you do want it to have a little bit of reality to it. But I did feel like I could image what was going on in the game, and to an extent, it was showcased well. I feel like this needs an expansion, I feel like it could be more than what it is right now. Like, we should see something to it. I don't mean we should introduce, like a creepypasta character like Ben or anything, but I feel like it needs a little more expansion too, so we could just see how fucked up this ROM really is. And that's about all I can really say. It's not a horrible creepypasta. It's not a good one either. But it definitely stays away from some of the tropes that really kill creepypastas, and it sticks fairly decent into what it is. I just wish that it had a little bit more expansion to, the story as is. But that's really all I can say. I ask you what you think of the story. What would you rate it? What would you change to make it better? Let me know in the comments below. This has been another episode of Haunted Gaming. We're looking at video games. This is Super Mario 64. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. This is me, Mudahar, and I am out. You have been spooked by the spooking skeleton.